Welcome to Film Study, an All-American podcast with Lexi. I'm Lexi, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my mom. I was feeling a little under the weather yesterday, so she very kindly did the outro for me. So if you're wondering whose voice that was, it was hers. Here is the second part of our conversation. Londa, Carmen, and I talking about 407 Prom Night. I hope you enjoy it. But my question is, first of all, hold on. Do you think that they were flirting in that moment, in the dance moment?
Okay.
Both of them. And then if you think that there was some flirtation going on, do you think that Layla flirted back with Jordan? Because obviously it's very clear that Jordan was sort of the one who was talking the most.
Okay, first of all, did I think they were flirting?
Yeah,
And then did I think that Layla was flirting back?
right.
Okay. Are you asking that of both me and Carmen, correct? Or just
Yeah,
me?
both of you. Yeah, both of you. And
Okay,
I'll
I'll
answer
let
it too.
Carmen go first. Go, Carmen.
Well, for me, they was on a I don't know why they were whispering either. There was nobody there, but they definitely was on the Yin Yang Twin whisper song. They was,
That's the one
hey,
Yin Twin
hey,
song I like.
hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Yes.
Tell you a little
Yes.
something like it.
Oh my god.
Lies.
What even is this podcast right now? I feel like we've got like 20,000 different subjects. This is gonna be
Go ahead,
such
Carmen.
a fun journey to edit.
Seriously, they had no reason to whisper. Who was there? And like it was
It was a
whispering.
completely empty. And the other thing, sorry, comment. I'm gonna let you finish too. But the other thing is, what song was playing in the? Was it even a slow song playing in the background? It did
No, it
not sound
wasn't.
like a slow
No, they
song.
It was
just
Yin.
So
they
they're
decided to
It
do
was
it.
slowly
it was
dancing.
Yin Yang Twins. It was Yin Yang Twins whispered.
It was
It
in the
was not.
background.
If you
Yeah,
go
it
go
wasn't a slow song
It
though, and they were
wasn't.
dancing like it was a slow song.
Yeah,
that's
because then they
why
mouth.
I was a little confused. But go ahead, Carmen, keep going.
But
Yeah.
you were confused, Monda. How were you confused? That it was because they didn't realize and that they were just caught up
You
in the moment.
first, I haven't said my part yet. We still trying to let
Yeah,
Carmen
sorry.
go.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Carmen.
Listen, when it comes to Jordala, Lexi can't hold back. She's gonna jump in she
I
can't.
see this. She gonna make me do it her way. It's not
Yeah,
happening.
this is me and Lexi on the phone on a regular touch discussion with Jordala, and yeah, she's the full reason why I'm a Jordala fan.
And
She's
she know
But
I'm
why
absolutely
never
are you
gonna
putting
swing
my
that
business
way.
in the
But yet she
streets,
gonna
she
keep
Carmen?
absolutely
trying.
did it to me.
Why are you
So
putting my business in the
And
streets?
she know I'm gonna never swing that way. But yet she gonna keep trying. But go
I'm
ahead.
putting your business in the street. Wasn't you on the
Yeah.
last podcast telling people we wrote a script? Wasn't that you?
Take your drink because she said script. But go ahead, Carmen. Your thoughts
Go
on
ahead,
the
Carmen.
But um they definitely was in a moment where only them two was there. Like I don't even think that their dance movement was based off the actual movement plan. They were just in a moment. Definitely. Definitely.
But were they flirting? And if so, did
Yeah.
Layla flirt back?
Oh, definitely flirty, especially because the word, what did Jordan say? That
Leaning.
just leaning, right? And
Yeah.
then so he pretty much, made it known what he meant by leaning. And for Layla to turn around and say, "You're leaning," I was like, "Oh, that was definitely a flirt. That was definitely a
Oh, so do
little."
you think that Jordan was purposefully giving an example of leaning, or do you think he
He
wasn't aware of
he
his
did
leaning?
he did because remember she was like leaning and he told her like, "Oh no, it's more than just business leaning that he was
Right, but
doing." Yeah.
when she thought it were because we don't know absolutes, right? But like when she thought that he was leaning, do you think that he did that just as an example to show her what leaning looks like, or was
Oh
it
no.
actually because he
Oh
was
no,
leaning?
that was natural. That was a natural lean in that he just did because he was whispering. He got even. You don't have to, you know, everything
How
has
does
to
he
be.
go whisper on a whisper? You're already talking quietly.
I'm letting y'all keep going. Keep going.
I'm just that's very
But
interesting to
he
me.
did.
There is why are you moving closer when there's nobody around? But whatever. So Carmen, was Layla flirting back then?
Yeah,
Did
she
you answer
flirted.
that part? She
Yeah,
was?
yeah.
Interesting. How do you know that?
At the ending, the like their body language and especially after she was like, "I think you're leaning," like that was like a low key flirt. And then their body language after, like it's just, it's just, yeah. It was beautiful. It was. I did not think. I did not think we was gonna get your data this early, but I'm here for it. I am here for it.
That's funny.
I'm here
That's
for it.
funny. That's hilarious. Manda, how about you? Were they flirting? If so, did Layla flirt back?
No, they were not flirting, in my opinion. And I'm serious. It's not just because I don't like Jordela. I really don't think. I'm serious. I don't think they were flirting. Let me tell you why. And then okay, they were whispering to each other. I don't know why they were whispering and dancing as they were with the song. But those two
Come
are
on,
two
you know
awkward
why.
individuals. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it
You know
moving.
why. You know why.
No, I don't know why. But I saw it as him literally giving her advice of like he was leaning in, he want more, and he was like, you don't have to invest all of like go all in and everything.
Right.
But he was giving an example of it. But I saw more of like two childhood friends, like actually, and because I've seen childhood friends like literally like just dance together and it'd be nothing more. And that's what I didn't see any flirting. I really didn't. I told you I got dashed with a cola bottle of ice water. So when I saw them, so it's I really didn't see any flirting. I just wanted the scene to be over, to be honest.
So, other words, she wasn't gonna see if it was there.
No, it would no seriously, because y'all know how I feel about Olivia, and I saw stuff there, and I saw stuff in Craze, and I'm not a Craze fan, so I see things when it's there for me. I even admitted in some Spayla stuff in our Vegas episode, and I'm not a Spayla fan, so I
Mm-hmm.
would when I see it, I will admit to it. I just didn't see it. In all
Oh, so you
honesty,
didn't see
Gotcha.
anything just in that scene or in the
nothing. I'm
entire episode?
So
serious.
she just see two friends. She just seen two
Yeah, I just saw two
friends.
friends. I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
really
serious.
interesting.
Like I'll admit if I saw it, even if I don't like the couple.
Well, um, I think that Jordan was flirting unknowingly. I can't
Okay.
say for sure that Layla was flirting back.
Oh,
I think that she was more confused and trying to read him.
she's always trying to read people these days.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting because I feel like she reads Jordan well most of the time, and so I think this threw her through a loop because she couldn't.
What part make you feel like she was confused? Confused about what?
Oh, I asked the questions of this.
Well, I see this because every time I try to ask you a question, you act like you can't respond.
Oh
That's the part
I'm
that
kidding.
I
I'm
find
kidding.
very
I'm
interesting.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Carmen, we only
I'm kidding.
co-host as like title only. That's how we
God.
get down with this
Joking. I'm
podcast.
joking. I'm joking.
Okay,
No, I'll tell you why I think she was confused. I'll tell you why I
elaborate.
think.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. Oh my gosh. In your Spencer
Yes.
voice.
Yes.
To answer the question, I think that she was confused because number one, she asked him what leaning meant,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't get it. Like Layla didn't get a lot of time to respond. She was definitely on the she was receiving everything, right, and Jordan was the one that was sort of dominating the conversation, and I think that we didn't really get a chance to see her response, but when she did get a chance to respond, it to me her facial expressions look like what is going on here. um that's just what it what that's what it looked like to me. It looked like she was just like,
Okay.
what's going on here? Because even what was it she was just like, did she not say, I think you're leaning, or did she say you're leaning?
She
She
said
said
you're
you're
leaning.
leaving.
Yeah, maybe she said you're leaning. Maybe she was joking. Maybe she didn't really flirt. I don't know. I know for
That's
sure
why I said I
Jordan.
don't think. I think she was joking. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I didn't see any flirtation. I think she was joking. It was literally
Yeah,
two
I think that she
friends.
couldn't.
On
i
her
i think
end,
that
maybe
like
not.
I think that different than their usual interactions, I genuinely think that she couldn't read him when he started talking about leaning, right? He was like
Mm-hmm.
When
whispering
he
stuff
starts
like
saying,
that.
"Hey, love, mama, let me whisper in your
Right. Right. Well, because she was totally normal. Like even talking about
ear."
carrying, she was just like, okay, like they fell back into their pattern, right, of just being open. But then he's just
Right.
started talking about leans. What's that about? And
Right.
you
I
don't
And
was
have to
then
go all
and then he
in. And
said he agreed to stay a little longer after the dance, and he thanked her, and she went in
right,
yeah.
and
with
she
everyone
right.
else. Yeah.
I was surprised though. I was surprised that
That
Jordan.
he was gonna stay.
No, I was surprised that he felt the courage to come back and talk to her again after last episode. I was like, Jordan, you sure?
He
Yeah,
was
I
Um,
thought that. Well, and
I
that's
think
another thing is I thought that that was gonna come back up, and it didn't.
I did
I think
too.
because they are childhood friends and they live together, it's like I can't avoid you. I'm gonna continue to invest in this relationship that we have.
Plus, he said she can't break him, so he good. He good. He
Oh
good in
my
these
gosh! Oh
streets.
my god!
He good in these
Well,
streets. He good. He
Okay,
good.
so
and
the dance ended and she went.
right. Okay, let's talk about him going back to the studio. So you really thought that that was just friendly,
I
and
think that was friendly because
that was a
they
friendly look back from him.
can you let first of all, can you let me
No, I'm just saying. I'm pointing to the marker, right? Because if
yes.
you're looking back at someone and you look sad, right, that
I
they're
didn't
with
see
another
sad.
person.
You saw sad. I didn't see sad when he looked back.
Okay,
So
what did
don't
you
put
see?
those words
I
in my
feel like
mouth.
objectively his expression was a little
I think his
sad.
objectively so okay, that's how you saw it. Me, I thought it was of confusion because this was just the same person that she said that she didn't trust and didn't know. And then all of a sudden he's in there having food with her. So how did you go from I'm not sure of this guy. I'm trying to I got these walls up to all of a sudden y'all are collaborating together and y'all eating food in there. So he did a double take of confusion for me and not sadness. And he's confused of like, didn't you just tell me you don't trust this person? You on your boss move, you got these walls up. I'm confused because if I'm your friend, I'm wondering why the heck he in here then and what's going down. Did you all of a sudden do a 180 for my 2 second chat with you? Like, come on. Because you already bit my head off like days earlier in the cabin when I told you something was going down. Like, you can't be doing this 180
She bit
moment.
she bit his head off because he brought up the Asher situation. Before the Asher situation, she did not bite his head off. It wasn't
Well,
until
it
the
doesn't matter.
Asher.
She still bit her head off. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do because she also said that she didn't want to go to. She was gonna take a gap year, and he was up there saying this is not what you want to do. And she said, "Right now, this is." So
Yeah, but she was
basically,
still talking to him calm when she said that.
yeah. But it just here's what I'm saying is this. Layla is in a whole process of PTSD. I don't know who to trust. And if I'm her friend and she tells me that she got those wall up and she doesn't trust this guy and things of this nature, and then I see her in the studio with this guy, I'm gonna be confused as her friend. I'm gonna be like, what the heck is going on?
Well, for me, I say for me, the look back after rewatching it today, the look back, I think the look back was more out of not confusion, but concern. He
That
looked back and
too.
was like, he looked back and he was like, she's okay. You know, like it was
Yeah,
like that pause of
I can give you that.
worrying, yeah, worrying for her, and then
Yep.
saying she's okay.
Yep, I can give you that. I will give you concern.
Right. But anyway, Spencer and Olivia. Yeah,
So,
Spencer and Olivia. Olivia comes asking Spencer to prom.
okay, can 1 second, can we not bypass this real quick? Cause I love how she came down, like posed down
Oh,
the
I
end of
wasn't
the
Oh
gonna
hallway.
bypass it.
yes,
And
how
then
I
she
she
was
just
literally gonna
zoomed
talk
in on
about
her
it.
posing at the end
yes
of the hallway.
I
yes.
And
wasn't
her
gonna
face.
bypass it though. I had a whole little cute thing
Oh,
about
I'm
how
sorry.
she
Oh,
brought.
Well, I thought you were going to the next piece.
No, 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 no. No, I was gonna say she came in with the boombox, and
she
they
posed.
talked about
She
she
posed.
what?
She
She posed
posed. Like
Right,
before,
before
right. She
in the
posed.
hallway.
yeah, before he noticed her, she was at the hallway with a pose. Like
Posed. It was hilarious.
Yeah, in her little boombox. It was really cute, and he was just like, that actually he had already asked her, but she was asking him to Beverly's prom because he asked
Okay.
her to Crenshaw's prom.
Okay.
hmm
Now, now I got a question for Spencer. When did he ask her to the prom, sir? Because I didn't see that. When? What did it look like? What was the setup like? I just had questions for him. Because at first I thought he did on my screen and I didn't see it. And I was like, oh, he did. And I was like, no, he never did on my screen. So I just had questions for him. But go ahead. I
He did
appreciate it.
not, yeah, he did not ask her on screen. We did see them coordinating outfits on screen though.
Yes. Can I say
Um,
something to her asking him up to prom real quick,
yeah,
Lexi? Um, it because some
you
people are
are
always
you are a co-host.
I always ask like, can I? Because some people have like an issue with Liv asking him to prom, and they're like, I can't believe she did this, and she would have never done this in season one, and blah blah blah. First of all, how did they think Chris ended up being her homecoming date in season one? Because Chris didn't know her like that. She had to ask Chris to be
Yeah,
her
I
to be
think
her prom date.
generally, though Olivia has
Ask people like
grown, I
yes,
think that her timidness is
uh
overstated at times.
very much
Definitely,
so. Very much
definitely.
so. Because I believe when she saw Spencer kissing Lele, because I was about to call her that other nickname, so I'm proud of myself. In the hangout, I thought at that moment she was about to tell Spencer she liked him, and can they go to homecoming as friends? But that was always my envision. So yeah, but that was just what I just wanted to put that out there because some people were like hurt for some no reason. That girl was
But
enjoying life.
why? I don't
She had
understand
a
what's
good
wrong.
time strolling down the hallway with her boom box. Living her truth.
Yes, but
I
like
will
you
say
said,
I like that they asked each other that it was like an equal
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree. I don't know where they get this like Liv, just this little snail that that
Snail?
doesn't like.
He called my fictional baby sister snail.
But I think your point was just that Olivia has been confident and she's, she
Yeah.
wasn't, this person that always hid in her room and didn't say anything.
Yeah,
Um
and her
yeah, but
hiding had
to that,
reason, and when she hit, it was a reason. She said she pushed everybody away, so it wasn't
right.
like she just was by to herself. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Right. Yes, but they have this like no hero pact, which as soon as they came out with this pact, I knew that they was gonna
Hmm.
be some heroes tonight. Because and their little handshake was really cute. Their
It
little
was.
handshake was really cute. Let me say this about this as we get into like why they were heroes. Actually, hold up. Before we do that, again on the whole asking people to prom cuteness whatever sorry, not whatever, it was really cute. That Spencer came to pick her up and he was just like, you're not going to come down the stairs, and as a
And
little
that was the
parallel to
homecoming
homecoming.
parallel.
Yeah, and she was just like, no, because we're
New traditions.
tradition, right, new traditions.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be a little bit more equitable here. There's gonna be no grand entrance, but he still stopped and stared at her, which was just great.
And
Um,
tried to make her stay at home. And talk
Tried to
about you
make
can
her stay
take
at
that
home,
dress off. Oh,
right? And she was just like, "This dress is way too heavy."
Hold on, because before she opened the door. Did you see him breathing? Like he
yes.
was on that
Yes.
porch, like
He was breathing because he
he
knew he was about
was.
to,
It was
his
giving
heart was
very
about to
much
stop.
High School Musical, A Night to Remember. It's gonna be a night
Oh my
We are
god.
not.
for the
Lexi and
open
her high school
door.
musical.
I'm shaking
I have never watched
inside.
that movie.
Yeah,
We're not
he's
gonna
here.
listen.
It's time be
You,
ourselves.
we just
Don't
agreed
know
that
why
the
her
Cheetah Girls
father's
have a better
staring me
soundtrack. Why are we
down.
And
talking
she's
about
still
High School
going.
Musical? She's steady going.
Where's my purse, lip gloss?
Would you?
I mean, it went pretty well because Billy did end up staring Spencer down later on in the show. But
Oh Lord.
they go to prom. They have this uh cute moment of where they're talking about you know remember when we first met, right? I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
wrote
that I
yeah. The slow
yeah.
dance.
Spencer said, yeah, the slow dance that they had, and he said, I had no idea I'd end up loving you this much. Um, and Olivia says, I did.
Yes,
I
she did.
think it's really, and then they were like, oh, love at first sight, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for being patient with me. You're worth the wait. This was amazing. And I think I love them and I see what the writers are trying to do,
Hmm.
and I appreciate that they're keeping it realistic to how teenagers, right, in love would actually be. But do I think that they're unreliable narrators? Yes, I do. Because I do not think that he's saying I had no idea that I would end up loving you this much. And Olivia responding, I did.
She
don't think
didn't.
she did.
I
I
didn't
don't
think
think
she
she
did.
did.
I
And
don't
I
Me
think
either.
that's
neither,
fair to
sis.
say. And I'm sorry, Spolivia stands.
I
Some
don't think
Spolivia
she
stands if you
did.
hate
She
me
was
for
still
saying that.
finding herself. She was still
She
Right.
finding
didn't.
herself.
She thought it was over. Once he got with Layla, she was not
Yeah.
sitting back waiting on him to realize he loved her. I don't. I don't.
Right. So
I
for
don't
whoever
see that.
thinks she was, I'm gonna need y'all to go back and watch
So,
all them
so
episodes
I'm
to see if I
hoping.
Right.
didn't.
I think that they're in the honeymoon stage and they're saying
Yes.
these things because it's
Yeah.
realistic to say hindsight, like, yeah, I always knew that we'd end up together. But I don't think that's the truth. And even given her love confession, right? You know, it's just grown. Like, I've always had feelings for you and it's
Right.
just grown. I don't think it was love at first sight because.
Right. Because when he asked that, I was like, "No, it wasn't, sir." And then she said it
Wait
was.
for
I was
Liv.
like,
You don't
"No,
think? You don't think it was love at first sight for Liv?
No,
no." I
I do
think
not
it
think
was.
it was
It
love
was.
at
It
first
was a
sight for Liv.
crush. It was who is this new
Yeah,
person? It wasn't a love at first
right.
sight. I'm
Mm-hmm.
falling head over heels in love with you. She didn't know that boy from the next person from on
And
the other side of the room.
exactly, right? Like it couldn't have been love at first sight because we always or in my opinion, right? It couldn't have been love at first sight because we always talk about how he sees her and that's what she connected to,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When they were talking about chromosomal DNA, that was not about him seeing her. That was
No.
about her noticing him and noticing that he needed help and
And
helping him
sharing her
out.
laptop.
We don't get that until all the way until their sushi date when he says, "Oh, you're really okay?" And so that it was a thing
Well,
that
maybe.
like had to grow.
Well, what maybe I guess for the writers it was love at first sight. I can see love at first sight for Live In. Trust me, I 100% get you saying. I get you saying it's a crush that it came off more as a crush to you, but I can see it more on Live In Love First Sight because
Because she said you could share with me.
Right.
no, oh my
How?
god,
When and where,
no.
twin? When and
I'm
where,
sorry. I'm
twin?
just
Tell
like
Listen,
me.
I think it's
Tell
really
me,
pretty.
twin.
I
not just
think it's really pretty, but I
Tell
just
me, twin. I'm
don't.
going to ride with you, twin. You point it out. Tell me where it
listen.
is. Tell me. I'm
No, because
listening.
even when he's sitting next to her and the smile she has on her face and the it's like I said, I can see her in love at first sight. Even he did like a little flirty thing where he said, "I'm able to help you with that." That was like a little,
That wasn't
flirting
That
a
was
love
adding
at
in there.
first
flirty.
sight for him either. That
Hold
boy
up,
was in
hold
love
up,
at
Hold
hold
first
up,
sight
hold
everywhere he
up.
went.
You know
Did you
what?
just say
You know
that was
what?
flirting?
Listen, I'm not gonna go
Jordan
into
That
talking.
was
okay.
a
Hold on.
great
Oh, well, I
Carmen.
can't. I
I'm not
dang it. I
doing
was
this.
about to be like Jordan talking about leaning wasn't flirting, but
Mm-mm.
Right, but
I
leaning
said
is
that
two very
I did say
different
Jordan
definitions.
flirted.
No,
I
I
did say
know. That's why
Jordan
I said
flirted.
I can't even
that was
bring that
me.
back
I
up
didn't
because
say
you.
either.
I,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
never
I
said
know.
either.
I was trying to make a joke and it wasn't. It was
You
purely
have to
poorly
if you
executed.
go back to the scene, the look like not just the way he said, how he said it, and the way he looks at her. But guess what? I'm
Audience,
not gonna
Carmen
listen.
always has her Bolivia
Listen,
rose-colored
I'm not
And
glasses
gonna
she
on.
a Spencer warrior, y'all. So she go ride hard for Spencer.
faithfully, faithfully, faithfully.
Faithfully. And I'm not gonna take that away from you, twin. I
But
can't.
I definitely agree that she didn't know. She didn't know that he would love her. Like she didn't know that. I don't. I'm hoping the writers meant it in a way of her saying that she knew she loved him that
That's what
much.
they mentioned in a way. They
Yeah,
mentioned in a way. That's still
that's what I'm
yeah,
thinking. Because
yeah,
otherwise, it doesn't go. That's the only way it
yes.
could fit if that's how she did it.
Yeah, but they still don't work with me for how they tell the story and how often I've seen that scene and how often I have reviewed that scene.
Yeah,
I still
I
don't
think
land
that
like
she
that for
thought
me.
he was cute, and I think
Yeah,
that
and
she
he was
thought that he
lust
was
at first
new.
sight. That boy was looking at everything lustful that he could look at.
I know.
So
I'm talking about her
On
line
her
when she
end.
said on
But
her end when she says no. I'm not talking about that no more. I refuse to get this conversation with y'all. But that we argue about this on Zoom over the whole summer. I'm not talking about my view
oh,
of
okay.
Olivia, Olivia from the beginning. We already know we do not agree. We know this. Okay, we know this.
We don't, but
So
I'm not even talking about his end at this point,
I'm
but
talking
I'm
about
saying we
hers.
also, yeah, we're talking about hers, and we also have to remember that Billy also asked them to look out for Spencer, like off Screenville. But like we know that he said it because Jordan comes and says it to Spencer almost immediately. And so like she was being amazing and she's being how Liv typically is, which is amazing and helpful and wonderful. But I don't know if that translates into because she
Gave
shared her
her laptop.
textbook with him that
Once
meant
Laptop.
that she was
I,
in love
I'm
with
not
him.
I'm not understanding why we still talk about that. I just said I'm not talking about that with y'all anymore. What I'm referring to is the line that she said she knew he was going to be in love with her too. That the recent prom, not the prom. I'm not going back to the first day with y'all. I'm not doing it. I'm
Yikes.
not doing it. I'm talking about prom. The line at the
This
prom.
this podcast is way too long is what I'm getting from this.
Oh,
Um
this is a good one though. No, I
Listen,
appreciate it. I
think
appreciate
about
everything
it.
about it.
Our podcast with three of us always long. It's
It is
always
always
long.
long.
It's
always
But
long.
here's
always,
I
the
did
deal.
not know
always.
And
this.
see, but can I say something about the slow dance though? Besides this very interesting like dialect and stuff that we're talking about, I
Right.
do appreciate though at the very end when they're like forehead to forehead. I was like, now that's sweet. Like I was like, that's a little sweet little
Yeah, it
move
was a
right there.
really
It
it
was
was
really
a really
cute.
sweet
It
Hmm.
was really
The
cute. It was a
whole
really
moment, the
cute
whole
moment.
moment was cute.
And the whole moment was because I even
Yeah.
said I liked it on Twitter. I said I like
No, and
everything
I
about
loved,
this
and
scene.
like I said, I think it's very realistic to how people in love would act is to
Right,
like want to believe all of these things that we,
right.
anyway.
But we
So
we
it
know
was
what's up.
really cute moment, and they even did their, I think they kept doing their little pact thing. But we know that they didn't keep their pact because Jen,
No, they never
or
do.
Liv, they
They
never do.
never do.
And here's something that I wanted to talk about before we get into the superhero complex that each of them have in separate and distinct ways. They are going to struggle with this the entire series. And so
Yes.
All day life.
I appreciate that people care so much about their growth, and I care about their growth as well, but sometimes growth isn't a straight forward
Mm-hmm.
upward trajectory. Like we go in circles, we go back, we go forward. Like
Hmm.
it's never just an uphill climb. And this is their flaw. This is their character flaw. So up until the ending of the series, we are going to see them struggle with
Struggle.
this.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's not just that now that they've gotten together, now everything's peaches and cream for them, like separately and together because they're together now and they have this pact, and it's a really adorable pact, right? But the writers want to show us flawed human beings and
And they
people
are
that we want to
flawed.
believe will try, and they're going to try, but they're going to fail when they do try. And
Hmm.
so yes, it's frustrating, but
It's reality.
it is what it is because that's their flaws, and that's almost like why we love them. We love Spencer because he has such a huge heart for people.
Hmm.
Did you say we
And
love Spencer?
oh my
Yes,
gosh.
we is out. We love. It's okay.
Yep,
It's okay.
Carmen and Lexi
Every
love Spencer.
everybody already know you was crying from
Monda,
last
it's a
season.
general we. It's a
Manda,
Nope.
general we.
It's a general
Manda,
we. Thank you. It's the
Manda,
general we. Don't do it, Carmen.
Manda.
Don't
I
do
already told them from last season why you couldn't make the episode because you were still crying. It's too late.
it.
They know.
That
Oh
was
my
both
god.
reasons, but that's a whole other issue. But go ahead.
But so anyway, I just wanted to say that because I've been seeing a lot of this discourse, and I think it's as soon as they brought up the Hero Pact,
You
really
knew
You
just
something.
knew it.
prepare yourselves
Yeah.
to know that
Yes,
they're going to be the hero
they
because
are.
that's who they are.
Is it funny? Was I the only one that finds it funny that they get slightly irritated with each other for it? Like, and they're the same way in it. It's like that's funny. Like, like when she like I
Right.
make a stop and he was like, really? And then he
Yeah,
disappeared.
that was
And
He
she
really
like,
that
was
was
listening for almost an
we're not even
hour.
going to
yeah,
talk about that
and then
because
he
I
disappeared.
loved Spencer in this episode, and I don't want to
He disappeared for. Oh, I'm bringing it up, sis. But go ahead. I'm bringing it
I'm
up.
just going to say that it was like, come on, Spencer, seriously, when she was leaving for 5 seconds, and as much as he does to help people, and this is, I'm sorry, can we just say this objectively that
Yes.
her dealing with being a sponsor is way more important than whatever that issue was with the
No,
Crenshaw.
no, we can't say
What?
that. No,
Are
we
you
can't say that.
serious?
Are you
No.
Life and death?
serious? This girl is a drug
Listen,
addict.
wait,
Life and death, Carmen,
wait. Can I?
versus a
Oh
stolen
goodness.
trophy? that
Can
he
I?
got himself
Oh,
into this trouble?
okay. You done?
Go
Can
ahead,
I
Carmen.
say the reason
Yes.
why I say no is because they both have this flaw, right? Is both of them have the same flaw, and is extra important to her is important to her. What's important to Spencer is important to Spencer. So to say like, oh, well, hers is more important than what he feels is important. They both feel
I'm
it's
not talking about
important.
their flaw in general. I'm
W-
talking about
We
the
talking about the
specific instance that we
I
saw
situation.
on the
know.
screen right
That's
now.
why I say it was cute that they both got mad at each other because but they both are flawed in this area. They just both flawed in this area.
But Carmen,
Oh,
No, nope,
but Carmen,
I
no.
can't.
are you seriously gonna say
Carmen
that
says a
helping
trophy
someone,
is just as
helping it
equal as
exactly an
important.
addict
Then it's
is the
an
same and
addict.
Mhm.
equal to
Yep.
Spencer
That.
willingly
Mhm.
going to
Yes.
Mhm.
Beverly
When he didn't
to
have
in
to, because he
and
could
then
have just
taking
told
the
him to
fall when
call
he
me
didn't
when you
have
put
to?
that sucker in there. Back.
Mhm. Mhm.
But okay.
Okay, well,
Okay. I
okay.
get you. I got you.
Go ahead, take it.
Go take it.
But
Yeah.
so as we know, Jen just wasn't taking it seriously, and I love that they fleshed that out a little bit more because
Yes.
for me, I know not everybody felt that way, but for me, it seemed like it it wasn't clear that Jen really had a problem. Like like I fell for the unreliable narrator again when she was just like, oh, I just did it one time, blah 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 blah. But I didn't get the like sense of urgency that she really had a problem beyond Nurse Joy being like, oh, she's court ordered here and blah 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 blah. So I love that they actually showed her evading meetings and it wasn't just that, I did this one time and it's over.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
Yeah,
I
definitely. Well,
did.
I detected that she had a problem from the beginning, but I get what you're saying. We actually got to see it on the screen versus just hearing it.
Yeah,
Right.
and I
Yeah.
appreciate
Right.
even
And so
though I didn't
I
want Liv to be a sponsor. She's a good one. But go ahead.
yeah, she is a good sponsor and she
Yeah.
was like physically trying to take her to, her meetings and even though she didn't sign the thing, she was just like, I'll always be a safe space for you, which we see that, Jen took her up on when she was high and she was gonna help take her back home. Um so we love that, and that was Liv's being a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Uh Spencer, the senior gift from the
I call this drama.
was that they stole the championship trophy. Am I the only one who thought that this whole thing was blown out of proportion? Like even Spencer's reactions to the championship trophy being stolen was blown out of proportion.
You look
I
at me
don't.
when I'm
I'm gonna
talking
tell
to
you.
you.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Because particularly in high school, when you break into certain high schools, people don't play. Particularly, it's Beverly Hills. It's not just Crenshaw. It's Beverly Hills. And when Spencer said, "You think they just gonna let you get away with the fact that their trophy got stolen?" This is Beverly Hills. And when you go in these rich white people's neighborhood and you go ahead and break into their school, oh, that ain't blown out of proportion. Them people are for real. They will come for you. They literally will. I've seen it
I
up close and
I get
personal.
I get that, but in the like in yes, real life. That was a very real life type of reaction. I understand that in a real life scenario, but in TV shows, things are stolen from high schools all of the time. So
Okay.
I
I get
didn't
what you're saying.
love that being used as a plot device because in TV land, we see that happen a lot with high schools, and it's not this
I don't I don't think it's
mega
just this.
deal.
I think it wouldn't have been a mega deal if it was just the stolen of the property. It's the
Right.
actual flooding of it
Right. And that's
what
when
can
I was
happen.
just like, okay, this actually makes sense now. Is like it's not only that this was stolen, but it's also that this was
But
stolen and it
but when
took off
Spencer
the
went off though, he didn't know that they was the cause of the
and
flooding
and
in
that's why I
return.
said I think his reaction was just like overblown because I'm just like, okay, yeah,
Well, it's
it's
also
a
his
joke.
former school. It's not just Beverly Hills.
But
That's back home
Yeah.
too.
can we all can we
Yeah.
all agree that it is clear that Jabari is not the best criminal and I need him to stop?
Him, he not only is he the best criminal, like I told Lexi, he was drinking out of a flask up in the locker room, like he
Right.
was just out in the hood. So this boy, I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And it's right here at Prom in your building.
And to
He
that
didn't
point,
care.
Jabari has done a lot of work to like r- get himself on the right track. And so
Right.
again, these plot and so here's where I think there's a difference in showing character growth and the hero complex versus like things that don't make sense. I think Spencer and Olivia, they're always going to come back to the hero complex. For Jabari and Chris, these are two different situations, but for Chris to like act out of character with the but was explained a little bit with the Promzilla thing, but for Jabari to go and steal a trophy, to me that just didn't make sense
How people see,
because he fought so hard to get his credits transferred over. It didn't make sense for him.
and he
And
didn't
that's
want them
it.
to see him still as a juvenile delinquent, and this is what he
Right.
did. So it
Yeah.
didn't make
Yeah.
sense. I understand that.
Yeah.
Completely understand that.
So there's really nothing else to say for me unless you both have something to add on this.
Episode?
No, well, like
Oh,
on this storyline with the stolen stolen trophy, because it's just
I
I didn't love it. I didn't
right.
love it, but I mean, hey.
I was so frustrated because I knew he wasn't gonna give them up, and I knew he was gonna be like, "It's me." But then this is where people wonder why I don't like Spencer. Spencer reminds me of the student athletes I work with, so that's why he's always like I have gray hairs thinking about him. When he was like, they won't expel me. I'm a senior, and in his mind, I'm a football player. No, no, sir, you get the same rules as everyone else. You understand these are the rules. This is what's
Yeah,
going to happen. You're going to feel the consequences because you decided to take up this mantle at this moment.
right.
Like it
And that
also
is
fits for you. So yeah,
yeah.
so when students come up in my office and they be like, "But Monda, you don't understand." Oh, you don't understand. You in my office for a reason. Let's
Wait,
talk about rules.
so you feel like him saying that he won't be suspended is because of who he is and not because he
Yes. It's
I
because of who he is, because he didn't think that the that is going to apply to him because he's also a senior, and they will not do this on his last day. Like literally, I've had student athletes be in my space like Monda. I'm about to leave for blah 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 NFL, but Monda, they won't do this to me. I said, why are you in my office then? If you think they're not about to do this to you, you're still considered a student here, and they're gonna hold you accountable.
I
You
thought
decided to do this.
for me I thought it was just because he felt like it wasn't a big like kind of like what Lexi said earlier, like this is what high school do, so I think he felt like it wasn't as big of a deal.
Right, and it was a prank because he
And
called it a
yeah,
prank
yeah,
If he thought that, he should have never gave his little speech about,
and
oh, we're
never been
gonna bring
upset
this
with
back
them and
together
went back
as
with
a
them.
team. And that part didn't make sense, because it's
Right,
like, how are you gonna make this a big deal to your
and
team, yelling
then
at your
not to
team,
absolutely,
the adults.
yeah,
justifiably so, yelling at your team, but yelling at your team and saying, oh, we got to return this together, and then think that you're not going to have any consequences, even though they asked you several times, right?
It really was
Principal
like give them up.
London, Billy, Carter, we know that you didn't do this, so
Don't do
just
this
tell
to
us who did it.
yourself. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So
But
And he just didn't.
yeah, it's like you said, it contradicts itself for what he yelled at them about, and then him saying it's just a prank.
yeah, right.
It was like he saw it, like he told them, "Yeah, this is serious. Don't do this." But then he was like, "Oh, it's just a
It's a
senior
prank,
prank."
and I'm just me, and
Yeah,
they won't do this to me. Yes, they will, sir. They will
there.
do this. They will hold you accountable.
I don't know why he thought anybody would believe him, and he did it. Like nobody, Spencer, they know you. They know you
You
didn't
was
do
and
this.
you was too wrapped around Liv's finger to be able to be going ahead and steal something at that time.
Yes.
That's really funny. Yeah, I do think that they're doing an interesting twist with this hero complex of his, because I think it goes back to earlier this season when he was talking about Patience and Coop, and told Patience like, don't, and just
Uh.
these different things where it seems like he's and this time he did directly get involved, but I don't know, it just seems like in this roundabout way that he's just like going over these boundaries. In the past, I think that his savior complex has been for understandable things, and now it's just going beyond comprehension. Like, why are you telling
Yeah.
patients to stay in a toxic relationship?
Because
Why are you
in that moment, I realized he was not really patient friend. That's what I realized in that moment. He did not want he did not want to be left with Coop as his only like he didn't want Coop just to be his responsibility no more. So he made patient stay.
No, because
That's
but
in that next scene, in the next episode, he asked Coop to go to Ohio with him.
no,
right,
I didn't
right.
say no. I said that he didn't want a job of Coop by himself. He wanted to share that with patient.
You better stop
But
it.
on the serious note, I am interested to see how they do that, because I do think it's just he's pulling out his superhero cape for
He needs to talk
pointless
to Dr.
reasons.
Spears again. I need
And
Dr. Spears.
Lexi word, and I can't believe I'm actually gonna quote this. I'm gonna regret quoting this. They only did
What?
the Dr. Spears thing so he can not help live. That's what it seemed like.
Chin-chin.
He didn't plot
No,
none of this.
you
Chin-chin.
said it, not me.
You said it.
I told
You
you I
said
regret it.
because
Look, now
Jen said something very important to me and Lexi earlier. It's like, when has Spencer dropped his superhero complex? I'm gonna put that for the audience. I want y'all to actually tell me, when has he actually dropped his superhero complex at all? For people to be
Yeah.
so shocked that he did this. And I want you
he
to give me evidence, not what you think
he
he
did
did,
it.
but give me
He
evidence
did
of
it.
when he
I
did
think
it.
he did it with Coop. I think he did it with
When?
Coop.
When?
No, he did
How?
not.
No, he
No,
did
But
when
that's
not.
what I'm
When and
saying.
how?
He did it in a roundabout way, because he still told patients to stay in a toxic relationship.
oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying like they had him do it twice last season. One with Liv and then one with Coop, and that's it. But it ain't last.
I
It
don't
didn't
think he dropped
last.
his superhero cape
Leader
with Coop.
complex for Coop
I think
had a
he and
fallout.
Coop had a fight and a falling
Yes.
out.
No,
And
but
so
okay.
in that way it just
Wait.
wasn't there.
Right.
No, what I'm referring to is remember when he was like, I'm not gonna get involved when he found out about with Coop and Preach with the daughter. But
Yeah,
then
but
two episodes
that was literally at the
later,
end of last season,
but
and that was disproven by the very
I
next episode.
I just said that. I just you know what?
No, I
Why did
know.
I even
I'm
go down
just
here? Why
saying.
did I even go this way?
So I just need the audience on Twitter or in the community tell me when Spencer actually dropped his superhero complex. And I
Yes,
want
yes,
evidence and not some of y'all made up in your head. I want to
yes,
actually
yes,
see
yes.
evidence
We
from an episode.
Cause she don't play in that
I
sandbox.
don't
We
play in
No.
that sandbox.
She don't even
we
like
are way
sand.
beyond. We are way beyond the 1 hour marker.
Yes. Uh,
And so
Amanda
we have to shift over
Munda
into
don't even like sand. That's all
I
I'm
love sand. I
saying.
love going to the beach.
we need
She,
to
I love
shift.
beaches. I just don't
We
like those
need to
sandboxes.
shift. We need
okay,
to
let's shift.
shift,
Let's go.
shift
Okay.
Okay.
into they had a really cute Soul Train dance line. We can't talk about
Yes, they
everything that
did.
happened in the Soul Train dance line except for the fact that it was really cute, the Soul Train dance line.
We're
Now,
not gonna talk about it. It was super cute. It was super cute.
it
It
was
was super
super
cute.
cute. Listen, we wasted all of our time talking about Spencer's superhero complex and other stuff.
Can
And
Jordan,
we
Laura and Liv.
can we
Jordan,
just can we just can we at least each of us just say our best pairing in it? Just like which couple that you like dancing. Can we at least say that, Lexi?
Yeah, I like Laura and Billy. They're my
Okay.
best pairing.
Yes. Carmen, who you got?
it's Olivia. Did you have to ask me? Just
I love Spalivia's, but
Olivia.
I wasn't expecting Monet to show out like that. So
They did a
that's
whole
why they're
they did a whole routine. They was like,
I
yeah, but like you
okay.
expected. I
I
don't know.
didn't. Yeah, I'm a,
I didn't.
since Carmen says Bolivia, which I really like in the old school dance, and him pointing at Billy. I'm gonna give it to Cadence and Patient and dropping it twice like it's hot.
Oh, they
Yes,
were good
yes,
too. They were good too.
Yes,
patience right
Can
there.
I
Patient
change
dropped it
mine?
twice. The
Can I
first time
change
and then
mine?
again, yeah, she dropped it twice like it's hot.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna change mine. I'm gonna
She said
change
she
mine
gonna
again.
change her. What you
I'm
changing
giving
it
it
to?
to Cadence. Yeah,
Yeah. Patience
Patience
and
did
patience.
it.
Also, GW and Denise. It's just always funny.
Yes,
So actually, I'm gonna change it to GW and Denise.
yes,
It was just a cute moment overall. So
it was.
yeah, basically my answer is that I have no answer because I enjoyed it.
I forgot. Chris and Layla did dance. They
Yeah,
did.
they did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Read your
Chris and
notes.
Layla, yeah, they did this like they went down.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote it. Yeah, so we can have it all. So, yeah.
So we're gonna pause on prediction.
We should do a prediction special.
Yeah, we'll do a prediction special because this has eaten up all of our predictions.
This was fun, though. I really.
It was.
Yes,
really
it was
fun.
fun.
Yes.
Thanks for listening to Film Study, an All-American podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.